Big shout out to everyone watching this Jrod on point. We are here. Good morning, about to be good afternoon. Hopefully, everyone having a beautiful day. We have to start the day like that. Big shout out to everyone watching this Jrod on point. I'm the host of the most. Thing to the tango, Gene to the Django. Your favorite brother, your mother's favorite son, the black sheep. Big shout out to Sally Sherpa's son. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't complete my mission the weekend, because I did only one live stream, and y'all know weekends is our weekends to come and hang out. You know what I'm saying? So I did only one live stream. I was like, you know what? Let me turn on the live stream early. Hopefully we get everyone in the chat so we could have a great conversation. Today's topic: Idaho full Bryan Kohberger case. We have a secret hearing today. Shh, it's only a secret. Big shout out to Help Me Rhonda. Thank you for being here very so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Big shout out to Help Me Rhonda. Thank you for being here. Very appreciate. I just want to make sure that everyone click like, subscribe, and share the content. Make sure, if you have a little love in your pocket that you can share with us, just make sure you send it to the Cash App, the On Point family. It helps this channel to grow, and it helps the family to grow also. It's very, very, very appreciated. Every person, every single one of y'all that every week donate to the On Point family Cash App. Very so much appreciated. Y'all the ones that keep everything running around here. Thank you so much. Make sure you click like, subscribe, and share the content. We are here. Today's topic again: Idaho full Bryan Kohberger case. We have a secret hearing about to happen today in a few hours. Also, second topic: we have a Kiely beaten and slashed to death. Question mark. Question mark in both of the topics. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep the people guessing. You know, um, it's very important for us to have conversations about this case. I totally understand. Like the person that I heard earlier in the intro. That's a guilter right there. That's a guilter. That's a prime example of how a guilter thinks. Like the guilter's train of thought. It's very important for us to understand the mentality and how those that say that Bryan Kohberger is guilty for whatever reasons they have. Unfortunately for them, that they act like that. They're a little bit weird. They get upset out of nothing. They cut you off and don't want to let you speak. Start sharing problems with you when you're like, what? What's the problem? Yeah, we had to do that again. It's just to start the mood and get everything going in the right perspective. But again, we have a lot to talk about today. Today we're gonna share a little bit of a video from Casper West. I want to send a shout out to Casper West. We're gonna share a little bit. We're gonna share a little bit of his latest content. Hopefully, y'all stay tuned so we could have a great conversation about it. And also, we're gonna look through. We're gonna have a look through of what's out there in the Idaho full Bryan Kohberger topic. We're just gonna take a little pick of what's out there, what's the conversation all about, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. So, secret hearing. I wonder what the guilters are thinking. I only wonder what they thinking, because I could only imagine the concepts and the titles that they might come up with just to have a conversation about it. It's very interesting to pick people's brains out. Like, I like to, you know, yeah, like yeah, no, I'm a content creator, so unfortunately I have to torture myself listening to certain other content creators just to keep with the beat, just to keep up with the beat of the YouTube true crime niche. I like to make sure that everyone is having a good time while they sharing their information. And again, I like to pay attention to those that I even don't agree with. You know what I mean? Even those that I don't agree with, I like to listen to. You know, just to get a proper perspective of the mentality of other people. You know what I mean? I'm very curious. I like to pick people's brains and see how they do you know when the secret meeting begins? If I'm not mistaken, it will be around 11 Western time, 11:30, if I'm not mistaken, something around that. That's what was said there. But it's very interesting how it's very interesting how we see this case turn into a secret. How that come all about? We fully aware the prosecution teams, when they have their perpetrator, when they have the person that they allege is the criminal, 9 times out of 10, prosecution likes to brag about their work. 9 times out of 10, prosecution teams can't wait to tell the public how much of a good job they did. Their ways, their tactics to get to identify, pursuit, and prosecute an alleged criminal has to be public. It has to be. Us, we the people, demand. We don't ask, we don't request, we demand to have all details of any crime, of all crimes. Because at the end of the day, y'all work and get paid out of our pockets, out of we the people pockets. I want to make sure y'all understand the courthouse, DA, state prosecutors, public defenders, they all get paid by us. They all get paid by we the people. And we the people demand. We don't ask, we don't request. Why we have to ask and request to people that work for us? People that's supposed to be working for the best interest of us, we the people. And if you, as the Department of Justice, you are trying to prosecute we the people for whatever reasons, not just the alleged criminal defendant, however you want to call him, but also we the people demand answers. We demand that due to you are getting paid as the Department of Justice out of our pocket. Donald Trump is not paying you. Biden is not paying you. Presidents are not paying you. The Senate is not paying you. We, the people, when we pay our taxes, it comes out of our pocket for you to have your big old house, all the cars that you have, and this lavish lifestyle that you as a judge, DA, or a public defender, all that luxury, all that great life that you live in. Do not forget, it comes out of our pockets. So how can you even think that you could hide anything from we the people? When you are prosecuting we the people, we need to make sure that every little single step and detail that you take as the Department of Justice is looked over it. It gets supervised by we the people. Because we the people are the ones that being prosecuted by you. So if us as we the people, we see that you have another we the people in cuffs, getting all these preparation and court hearings to go to a trial on a type of case, of high magnitude, on a type of case that is the biggest case in the docket. We have an unexperienced Moscow PD. We have an unexperienced Detective Brett Payne. We have an unexperienced Judge Hippler handling a possible death penalty case. A detective that don't have no experience, that is being told what to do and how to do it by his peers in Moscow PD and by the FBI. So you could tell they all using this dumbass, because if shit goes down the toilet, guess who's the shit? Guess who's the shit that is going to get flushed down the toilet and receive every single consequence if any indictment comes out of the misbehavior, fabrication, and collusion and the conspiracy against Bryan Kohberger. Big shout out to Love Tina. Thank you for being here. Very appreciated. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're talking about the Idaho folk Bryan Kohberger case. Thank you for being here. Very, very appreciated. It's very clear to us, we the people, that in the Idaho folk Bryan Kohberger case, is a high power. It is powers to be. Is powers to be. That did interfere, and I repeat, they did interfere with this investigation. Of course, having a detective with no experience. Big shout out to Heather. Thank you for being here. Very so much appreciated. I had to go live. Early for those people that can't make it to the late night, midnight live stream. You know, they could come up and have a conversation here today early. Due to that, I only have one live stream during the weekend. My fault. But we could understand, and it's very, very simplistic. It's very easy to understand that is powers to be is very powerful people that did flex their muscle against Moscow PD to make sure that they don't focus on the students of the University of Idaho. The premier, most common sense perpetrators in this case, the prime numero uno perpetrators in this case are the vandals of the University of Idaho, the students close to these victims. You could call it, you could give whatever name. You could give whatever name you could give to the students surrounding these victims. Calling Jack Decor, calling Jay, calling John Jack Showalker, calling Adam Hunter. You could call him whatever you want. You could put out whatever name you could put out there. But they all are students of the University of Idaho. They all are members of fraternities. Dylan Martin's a member of fraternity, of sorority, and it's a sorority private house. It's a sorority, a previous fraternity house turned into a sorority fraternity house, which of course you know off the top, the boys gonna have total command of that house. That was their spot. That was the chill spot. And now they, instead of them looking for girls to bring to the house, now they already have girls in the house that they hang out. And that's not gonna change. That's not gonna change. And for those that been in college, like myself, y'all know what I'm talking about. Heather Gurry said, I saw you live and was like, okay. Oh, thank you so much. Very appreciated. Round of applause for you. Round of applause for you. Love Tina says, so they let kids do their dirty deeds. You see, Love Tina, we're fully aware. We're fully aware that every, let's not include a whole a totality of people. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. A good 99.9%, a good 99.9% of rich people and 99.9% of rich people, or people that are in politics, or people that are very high on the scale of private sector, people that are part of the Department of Education, Department of Justice, Department of Health. Again, politics. Again, when you have an entity that provides so much money to the state, like the University of Idaho, with very, very powerful, rich people, that has other rich and powerful people from all over the world sending their children to their community. We know for a fact, for a simple, dead-ass, serious fact, that 99.9% of rich people, influential people, people that have some kind of power or leverage, if they're grown adult, if their children, their teen, their sons and daughters commit a crime, 9 times out of 10, These rich people want to get away with murder. Bars. Tell me that's not true. Where you live in United States of America, you know that what I'm saying is for a fact. 99.9% of rich people, influential people, people with some kind of power, you could hear people in the body cams. You could hear and see people in body cams when cops stop them, when cops intervene with them, even though if they are not the person in power, but is their uncle, mom, dad, grandpa, anybody on their family member. It could be a best friend. It could be a neighbor with some kind of power. The first thing that it comes out of their motherfucking mouth is highlight the name of that powerful person that they know to try to get away with a ticket. So just imagine what they would do to get away with murder. Huh? Bars. And you know how many powerful, influential people are all the way from the staff of the University of Idaho, all the way to Scott Green, the president of the University of Idaho. A multi-million-dollar man, a billionaire, that is connected not just with Hollywood, it's connected with everyone in the Department of Justice, Department of Health, Department of Education. Because everyone, every student that it comes out of the University of Idaho, either it's going to be in politics, or either it's going to be in the private sector, or either it's going to be in Department of Justice, Education, or Health. They are the door, the gate to be someone, somewhere, one day. And nothing but influential, rich, and powerful people, or at least with the financial means to be able to send their children to a university to get to that mighty power, which is that's what they promise you, to reach a mighty power. Because if you come to the University of Idaho, you get this such a mighty power in the private sector and in the public sector that you need to be here if you want to be someone one day. Here you'll be safe. Here we take care of one another, cat. Because soon as they lure you in and catch you check, your life is in danger. By the own staff of the University of Idaho and by their own vandal students of the University of Idaho. The culture of the Greek Road failed. The culture, their program of Greek Road for fraternities and sororities, if this ever come out, if the truth ever come out, is the death, is the end, is the cancellation, is the no longer exists the University of Idaho. People will get arrested. People will get lawsuits. God forbid, people will get murdered. So like that, all the secrets doesn't come out. We're fully aware of the many deaths that are being brushed under the rug of students of the University of Idaho. This is public record. And you expect this case, being the biggest case on the docket, being the biggest crime that they ever had to cover, don't you think they're going to go to drastic measurements? Don't you think that the staff, Moscow PD, FBI, everyone in cahoot, don't you think that they willing to commit a crime after a crime just to cover the money, power, or interest of the University of Idaho. It don't matter who the fuck. I'm gonna get to the chat. It don't matter who the fuck killed these 4 young adults. They didn't do it for that. The state do not care of who killed these young adults. They are not covering this murder, this massacre, because whoever are the killers. And we're talking about a group of friends. We're talking about students of the University of Idaho. They are a particular group of friends. Boys and girls. Boys and girls. And I repeat, boys and girls. Because at this day today, even though the other DNA that it was collected and at 1122 Queen Road, because again, people keep calling it Kings Road. People keep calling it Queens Road. King Road. I'm sorry. They keep calling it King Road when it's Queen Road. Even the cops recognize that street as Queen Street. They don't even call it Queen Road. We have heard the cops mentioning that road, that street, as Queen Street, Queen Road. The driveway is looking towards Queen Road, but y'all still call it King. Y'all still call it King Road. Even the address of this Idaho 4 crime is being manipulated. Just with that, it tells you that everything else they're gonna tell you about this case is a motherfucking lie. Because if they lie about a simple fact, of an address of a proper GPS address, if the address of a crime scene, even in court paperwork, is wrong, you cannot blame me of killing someone at an address where the crime scene is not located at. Do you understand that? Do you understand? In court, I get blamed for killing someone in certain address, but the crime scene is not located in that address. Case fucking dismissed. Case fucking dismissed. How in the heck you gonna blame me of killing people in an address that does not exist in this crime scene? The crime scene is 1122 Queen Road. But you put on the paperwork in court King Road, which is not even the right address of the crime scene. How in the heck you trying to prosecute me of a crime in an address that the crime scene was not located in that address? Food for thought. Let me get to the chat. Because you know I'm killing it today. I say things that people don't think. I'm Jrod on point. Nice to meet you. I speak about things that other content creators don't even think about because they have a peanut head. They only think about what they can say or what they cannot say, so that way they don't lose subscribers. Every single subscriber that is in this channel is a motherfucking firecracker. You know what that means? That means that you cannot come over here and tell us anything and we're going to be zombified and be like, oh, yeah, we believe that shit. Fuck out of here. Every single subscriber in this channel is smarter than any other viewer on any other channel. Every single subscriber in this channel is way more. It has a higher intellect. It has a higher discernment. Every and any member, mod, subscriber in this channel have way more IQ, way more common sense, way more better train of thought, better discernment, understanding, and the comprehension of the task in hand, of the topic in hand. Give yourself a round of applause. This applause is here for you, for every single member, moderator, and subscriber of On Point True Crime. Because over here, we don't fucking play around. We don't play around. That's why, if you ask me, we are the favorites of everyone in the true crime community in secret. Because guess what? They don't want to offend their favorite content creator. It's okay. Yeah. Listen, do you know how much people create a brand new account just to be here? In disguise. Do you know how much people that I do know created a new account just to be here? Just so the other chat, just so the other chat don't know that they here? Give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself a round of applause. Because you deserve it. Because you are where you need to be, On Point True Crime. So where we was? Wrong address. I got this. Let me get to the chat. Love Tina, I bet and a lot of them family involved, which makes it tighter to get the truth. You see, Love Tina, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. All right. Every single victim has people that is still member of fraternities and sororities in the University of Idaho. We got family members of victims that is still have at this day today family members in that university participating in fraternities and sororities activities. They are active. Every single family of a victim or people involved within the side of the criminals in this case are all in conjunction with the University of Idaho. They are dependent and they rely on the services of the University of Idaho for them to be them. Because if the Greek community expel them from their community, whatever benefit or whatever job, whatever they get out of the participation of being part of the Greek community, it gets taken away from them. Because they only got those jobs because their connection with the Greek community in the University of Idaho. So that means that every single person within the victim side of things and between the perpetrator side of things, they all have connections with the University of Idaho? Do you think that a family member of a victim, that he has a grown adult son or daughter still participating on the University of Idaho festivities, knowing knowing exactly, knowing, because all these people know, listen, man, we listen, they try to act like the roommates, parents, brothers and sisters, the university staff, cops, they listen, they are all trying to make us think that all these people are some innocent, dumb, slow motherfuckers from the back of the bus. All these people, everyone, the ones that talk in the news, the ones that talk in YouTube, the ones that everywhere, the ones that express on a guilty side of things about the Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case, they all talk like and trying to make the impression to us that every single motherfucker in Idaho is fucking stupid. Oh, they're not malicious. They're not chisty. They're not someone that you should worry about. No, all these motherfuckers are innocent motherfuckers that don't think chisty. They don't think grimy. You're trying to make us think that those roommates, even the victims, are fucking angels. And that don't mean the victims deserve what happened to them, because that no one in the world, no human deserve to be killed by another human. If you ask me, in my personal opinion, no human should murder no other human. That's my motto. Why do I have to die by the hands of another motherfucking human that is not God? It's not God the one coming to get me. It's another motherfucker that don't like me, thinking that they God. What? And that's why Loftin is right, because when the University of Idaho and literally overpower the families of the victims, it's a wrap. Because none of them family members of victims want to lose another child. I could only imagine what was said to them in that meeting, because you know it was a meeting between all the parents, but Kara, all the parents, you know it was a meeting. Yeah. With Scott Green? Oh, yeah. Nobody want to talk about that, but I know about that. Nobody want to talk about that. Obviously, because they don't know. Stupid. And you call yourself content creator and true crime. Don't even know about the meeting with Scott Green and the family members and shit. I could only imagine the conversation in that room. This is Scott Green. I'm going to try to do a Scott Green the best I can. Well, they dead. Okay? They dead. They dead. Fuck you want me to do? But what I could tell you we're going to do is make sure that no one from the University of Idaho gets involved about this shit. Each one of ya is going to get a financial care package. That is going to be diverted. It's going to be diverted through our sources, so that way ya don't is no money paper trail that it comes out of the university's pocket to your pocket. You have more children in our college, right? You have all the students that are your children in this college, right? You want them to go 6 feet under two? So shut the fuck up. You already lost one. You don't want to lose two. Don't, right? Because you know the killer's still on the loose. I could use the same fucking killers to go and finish the job, and we will still protect them. Bottom line, this isn't a way you overpower a family when you are in power. When you are in power, that you know you have everything under motherfucking control, and you overwhelm a family, letting them know like you don't want another kid to die, right? You don't want to die yourself, do you? Because yes, the killer's still out. The killer's still under our control, are under our protection. Do you want me to let them loose on you? And we still gonna win while you dead? Call my bluff. This is the type of conversation that it happens when a billionaire with power, with connections. This is the only way you're gonna overwhelm a family to make them think twice to go against the University of Idaho, especially if those families got dirt on them. Because don't forget, the whole part of the Greek community. The whole part of the Greek community. Don't you think that the Greek community don't have dirt to hold it against their own members? It's just like the Illuminati. They let you do a whole bunch of fucked up shit, record it, take pictures, record of it, and whenever you fucked up and you miss a step and you don't do what we tell you, guess what? You going locked up. We will some way somehow lock you the fuck up or kill you. If you're lucky, we will send a message to send you to the hospital for a couple of days or weeks. If you're lucky, just as a message that we're serious. Even the cops on that event, that it was recorded way before Bryan Kohberger even started living in in Pullman. And the home invasion, they mentioned Bryan Kohberger on a home invasion way before he even lived there. Are you fucking serious? Is it me? Is it me that the name Bryan Kohberger was mentioned out the mouth of Pullman police when Bryan Kohberger wasn't even living there yet? Just explain that shit to me. Premeditation, tracking of everyone and anyone that is new to their locality. That happens in Moscow PD. That happened in Pullman PD. It's on record. They literally track and keep on the tab what the total strangers that it comes from another state are doing in their home. Because guess what? If one of them commit a crime, if one of them from the Greek community commit a crime, guess who the fuck is gonna blame for it? The new people that they don't give a fuck about, like Bryan Kohberger, not linked to nothing in Moscow, Idaho. Not linked to it, not linked to the friends of the victims, not linked to the victims, not linked to any motherfucking thing that it has to do with the University of Idaho. And it's the same motherfucker that they picked as a fall guy for this case after they fucked up trying to set up and frame Brett Kopaka. They got so desperate after I talked to them over the phone. And yeah, I keep bringing myself in. They got so desperate because a total stranger with a first and last name, and don't let me find out, they might tip, Don't let me find out that my tip was the only tip. Because Aunt Taylor said it in court. We have one tip, Your Honor. That tip was what it changed the whole spectrum of this case. I give the cops first and last name, channel name, what I do, where I live, my address, and everything. Because I wanted to make sure that when I tell you this, you have my first, last name, real first and last name, phone number, address. I asked you if you wanted my social security number. Yeah, I said no need for that. No need for that. Because what I make sure that in a recorded conversation, I let the cops know the suspects, the time of death, where Sana and Ethan was, because at this day today, after 2 years and a half, none of these motherfuckers, not even Brett Payne that already spoke with him. Brett Payne locked up Kara because Kara was demanding the PayPal receipt of her daughter Sana from the grub truck. Now you explain that to me. Kara gets locked up, not because whatever warrant they said she had, because for the same warrant that they said she had, they haven't arrested her before. They keep letting her go and it's okay. But no, this time, when I let Brett Payne know, Kara want to talk to you, because me and Kara has identified Sana and the grub truck footage that you identify Kaylee and Maddie, and they are in the same footage at the same time. And how in the heck Sana's mom and myself are the only ones that actually pay attention to that? Kara recognized Sana on the footage, her voice, her face, her clothes, and no report. Big shout out to Love Tina. And no fucking report. Not even in a because they know you seen the story coming out now. Because they have to force the story out. They cannot hide the truth. They cannot. They forced to bring out the truth. While Kaylee and Maddie are in the grub truck, because at the time Kaylee and Maddie left at 1:58. They're trying to say that Kaylee and Maddie, Ethan and Sana were at the house by 1:45. That's a lie. That's a lie. Confirmed. 1:58. Kaylee and Maddie left the grub truck. 1:58. Abandoned and left them behind. John Jackson Walker. 1:58. So when they say that was having this conversation to go to the grub truck, Kaylee and Maddie still in the grub truck. Ethan and Sana still in the grub truck. But you know what happened? The conversation they said they have to try to go to the grub truck, it was the conversation that Ethan, Sana, with the friends that they went to the grub truck with, was the ones talking about going to the grub truck. Again, they using a truth, but they twist it to a lie. The same thing, the white Elantra. The white Elantra has a sunroof confirmed. The white Elantra, the turn to Brick Road, the turn to Queens Road, it has a sunroof confirmed. Sunroof confirmed. Tinted windows confirmed. It was not Bryan Kohberger. The car, the white Elantra, turn it. Y'all gonna make me pull out the picture. Y'all gonna make me pull out the picture. Oh, we got the content. We got the content. We got the content. But the white Elantra, the pull towards Queens Road, it has sunroof and tinted windows. It was not Bryan Kohberger's car. Case closed. Case closed. It don't matter all these other white Elantras that you have anywhere. Don't matter, because that one picture, that one video, but the picture came out of a video. That one picture, that one video shows and proof without benefit of the fact. It's a fact. It's a fact that the white Elantra that they have on video and picture has a sunroof and dark tinted windows. That car was not Bryan Kohberger's car. Equals as that was not Bryan Kohberger. So now you tell me, you use a truth, white Elantra, to twist everything and focus on a chosen one that he has a white Elantra from other state. That is convenient for you to utilize for your purpose. When they pick and choose Kopaka, they have homework on Kopaka. They had already narrative that they were about to use on Kopaka if he wouldn't let himself get arrested. But then they were playing too much with their food on the Kopaka case. I bet you anything the Kopaka, because again, it's not they took all that out of the body cams, but I bet you anything the Kopaka told him, you are not gonna frame me for the Idaho fall. And I know that's what you're doing. I bet you anything, whoever was in charge in front of the door, either came out to not put it on the radio, but it came out and went outside, told Chief Fry and told whoever the fuck was the head honcho on Pullman in that location. But it's confirmed Chief Fry was there. What a coincidence, Chief Fry. Oh, he retired. He retired because he was no wrongdoing in Kopaka, right? He didn't have nothing to do with Kopaka. He didn't have nothing to do with the framing Bryan Kohberger, right? Because again, they could blame Brett Payne, but the head honcho, the one that give the orders to Brett Payne to do so, is Chief Fry. So anything and everything that Brett Payne did, if it gets indicted, Brett Payne will tell you that he was only following orders. Checkmate. Soon as you couldn't utilize Kopaka because y'all smoke them, because y'all knew that if y'all left this man alive, having in his mind that he almost get framed if they leave him alive, knowing that he was about to get framed for something that they couldn't do. They cannot have Kopaka talking about it. They cannot have Kopaka coming to YouTube and saying, yeah, Moscow PD try to set me up with the Idaho full, because their whole case would crumble. So what happened? They smoke them. Now they get more desperate. We need another one. Come on. We need another one. What a coincidence that you pick someone that he has the BK initiation letters, has a white Elantra just like Kopaka, He's from Pennsylvania. What a convenience. What a convenience. We lucky as fuck. We have two in the same kind. We good. But then now you got to think, because remember, it was the last option. It was the last option. If they were not successful framing Kohberger, that's it. This case would have got cold. I'm going to tell you right now, case over. So I'm saying that to say this: the Bryan Kohberger, due to that he wanted to work for Pullman PD, due to that Bryan Kohberger wanted to work with law enforcement, the Bryan Kohberger render his services as a human. The Bryan Kohberger render his services as human warm body to Pullman PD and Moscow PD to be the fall guy on purpose. This is Bryan Kohberger initiation to be part of the force. This Scott Green has some kind of conversation with Kohberger. Do this for me. You will get out of this. It's gonna be a few years. You just gotta hold on. It's gonna be a few years. We're gonna fuck this shit up. At the end of the day, you will go home. You will be paid. You could sue whoever the fuck. You will get money, books, movies. You will be a celebrity after your case get dismissed, mister. Are you gonna do it or not? Because if not, we'll have to do it by force. Are you willing to cooperate, Mr. Kohberger, or we have to do it by force? Kohberger wanted to work with him already. Mr. Bryan Kohberger wanted to work for Pullman and for law enforcement already. That's why he was studying to be someday, somehow, be part of law enforcement. So is Bryan Kohberger an innocent bystander that was swept into a massacre as an innocent man and they fabricated a case, him as an innocent man? Absolutely. Or Bryan Kohberger offer from the powers to be? Because this time they cannot fuck up. First time they fuck up with Kopaka. They committed a crime and they committed a murder under the rule of law. Swept it under the rug. That's the power these people have. But then now you have to make sure that this time you cannot kill the last. You cannot kill the last. So that means that when you went to Kohberger, now you have to play nice. Now you have to play nice. Now you have to give offers. Now you have to look like, hey, we really need you, man. We counting on you. We really need you to do this for us. You will be with us. You will be a celebrity. You will be rich. Just because you did this favor for us. We only need you warm body for a couple of years to distract the people with you while we do in the background a whole bunch of other dirt. While we committed more crimes to make sure we cover this other crime. So you commit more crimes to cover a crime already. No, you're good, Love Tina. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I'm running late on the chat. I know. Running late on the chat. So here comes, here comes, right? Is it Bryan Kohberger innocent just because he didn't do it? Is Bryan Kohberger innocent because he didn't do it, but he guilty? He's guilty for helping the state, or Bryan Kohberger is guilty of helping the state to keep everyone distracted while they're covering the real killers. Is it Bryan Kohberger innocent or not? In my opinion, he's innocent because he did not kill the 4 young adults. Bottom line, he did not kill them. But he could be guilty of helping the state to distract the people from the truth. Huh? Huh? How you like those apples? Only here and On Point True Crime. Only here On Point True Crime. Huh? Is it Bryan Kohberger innocent or not? In my opinion, he's innocent because he did not kill these 4 young adults. But it's a chance, in my opinion, is a chance that Bryan Kohberger actually purposely is part of the theater, knowing that this case at the end of the day will still get dismissed. Because there's no way, no how in hell that no one will let the state frame them and go through all that without knowing that at the end of the day, they will get out. Ain't no one, no way, no how, gonna put themselves or Bryan Kohberger not knowing that at the end of the day, they will come out. That's if Bryan Kohberger, because remember, Bryan Kohberger has cooperated. He have taken decisions of skipping the extradition, skipping the extradition. Oh, hell no. I'm here in Ohio. You said that I committed something in Idaho. Oh, you motherfucker better bring all the evidence. You better grab your bitch ass evidence and bring it to Ohio to bring me over there. Oh, you motherfucker better make a case. You motherfucker better make a case and bring every single evidence that you motherfucker have. Because guess what? Now you are in the mercy of Ohio. Back then, they were on the mercy of Pennsylvania and the Pennsylvania law. So at the end of the day, it don't fucking matter if Idaho says so. The bus stops in Pennsylvania. And if at the end of the day, whatever the fuck Idaho recognized as evidence, Pennsylvania don't recognize as evidence, bitch, you fuck. I ain't going nowhere. You get that? I hope everyone understands. Skipping the preliminary, skipping the extradition. When he was supposed to force Idaho to prove that PCA, whatever evidence you have, oh, you here because of IGG, you here just because of IGG. You did not have no evidence to get a warrant for a fugitive of the law on Bryan Kohberger when Bryan Kohberger at that particular moment in time, when they get the warrant for a fugitive of the law with nothing, because don't forget, they didn't have nothing. They got DNA after fishing a trash can in Pennsylvania. How the fuck you get a fugitive of the law warrant in Ohio when Bryan Kohberger, at that one particular time, yet he had not a fucking thing against him. He had not broke no law in Idaho for a judge sign a warrant on the fugitive of the law. FBI, Moscow PD, state troopers did not have, at the moment of the warrant of the fugitive of the law, that it came out of Idaho. For them to have the excuse to be in Pennsylvania at that moment when that warrant was signed, they committed a crime. I don't know who judge was that, but when that judge signed the fugitive of law warrant that he gave Pennsylvania and give Idaho, give Brett Payne the right to go over there and not just watch, but stock and collect DNA for Bryan Kohberger or someone in the family, because that's all you needed to fabricate a positive DNA match, because you did not have nothing and no one. You say you said that they didn't have no cell phone data on Bryan Kohberger, right? It seems that they did, because that was the only way they could get a warrant for a fugitive of the law, having already cell phone data, because that was all you needed to get a search warrant or get a warrant against someone, right? Right? When the FBI told you cannot use this to arrest Bryan Kohberger, you cannot use the IGG to arrest Bryan Kohberger, or to use it on anything against Bryan Kohberger, you only needed the cell phone data. Because you didn't have no other physical evidence but a fake, fabricated lie about DNA on the sheet. In 9 days, I want to know, in 9 days that they took to process that crime scene, I want to know between day 1 and day number 9, I want to know in which day the cable, the sheath was found. Big shout out to Jane. Thank you for being here. Big shout out to Kendall. Thank you for being here. Very appreciate it. Big shout out to the members. When the FBI told you cannot use this for nothing to pursue Bryan Kohberger, what did you show? What did you show to the judge for you to get the warrant of a fugitive of the law? The cell phone data that you said you did not have. The cell phone data that you said that at that moment you did not have, you had it already, because that was the only way you could approach the judge that these men could be. Because at that moment you did not have no DNA. No judge would have signed nothing with IGG. No judge would have signed nothing with IGG. Especially the IGG can't even be shown on display to the judge and be like, Judge, this is what we did to get to these results, and that's why we need this warrant of a fugitive of the law. Because we got this cell phone data that it showed that he could be the one. That's how you got your warrant to go to Pennsylvania. Because the cell phone data. And then knowing that the cell phone data was not enough, you combine the cell phone data, fish with the cell phone data, you got the excuse to go to Pennsylvania, because now you need to go there to collect some kind of DNA, to have DNA on the sheath. Do you understand that? It was no DNA on that sheath. No DNA on that sheath. None. You're going to tell me that you have higher quality, you have higher quality of DNA. Higher quality of DNA sample. You got skin cells and you have blood. You have skin cells and you have blood. Inconclusive? Inconclusive? Oh, yeah, he was a male. Oh, he was a male. Oh, it was three males. But you have transfer, in quotes, transfer DNA on the sheath, on the brass button of the sheath, and you don't have no other imprint of DNA on that sheath, not even from the victims. When that sheath was found allegedly on a victim, right by under a victim. When in that room, it was a pool of blood. But that sheath didn't have no mixture between Kaylee's DNA, Maddie's DNA, and Bryan Kohberger. If that sheath was located where they say it was, that sheath would be so soaking in blood that no DNA besides the victim's DNA would have got recovered. This is why it's all a lie. It's all a lie. Big shout out, Jay. Yeah, I know, my voice. I'm very passionate. I like to yell. Yeah. Big shout out. Yeah. Just think about that for a second. You have a sheath on a victim. They was slashed, no stab. They said stab. But in forensics, when you say stab, you have to pinpoint the stab that actually killed the victim. You have to be precise and specific. Oh, they die because stab wounds. No, you have to break it down. How many stab wounds and this and that. Which stab wound killed the victim? Then for you then to say this one particular victim, not all four, this one particular victim died over a stab in the heart. Dead by stabbing. So then now you have to pinpoint which stab and where was the one that killed the victim. And you are not going to tell me that all four victims died because a particular stab somewhere in their body. Look in the case of Kaylee. Kaylee is the only victim that got overkill. And all these other content creators slow. They slow. I'm not going to call you nothing else. You slow. You slow. Those content creators that thought that Kaylee was in her room with no bed sheets, bed not made. It was nothing in her fucking room of her property. What? So how the fuck you think that Kaylee was sleeping in her room when it was not her room no more, when that was her last very sleepover with her best friend, because then she's gonna be gone for a while, right? Don't you think they both gonna be sleeping and talking in the same room? They did that since they were little. They did that since they were little. But that night that they died together, you're gonna tell me they were not in the same bed together? You slow. Obviously, Murphy was in the room with both of them, because Murphy slept with Kaylee. He didn't sleep on the cage. So, in the only way you see that the killers, one of them had a heart. One of the killers had a heart for that dog, for Murphy. One of the killers had a heart for Murphy, to the point that he even wanted Murphy in the same room while he's killing his mommy. Not just because the dog might jump on him while you try to hurt his mommy, but also because you know that the dog will go at you if you hurt his mommy. And if that happened, you don't want to end up killing your own dog. Did I say that too loud? Did I say that too loud? Did I say that too loud? You did not want your own dog, not just to witness what you was about to do, but you know it would be trace DNA if the dog was in the room on the dog. You ain't stupid. You don't want to end up having to kill your own dog while you swinging on her mommy or on his mommy. So what you do? By the time you get there, go upstairs. Yeah, I need to talk to you. You grab your own dog, you grab your dog, and you lock the dog inside of Kaylee's room before you come back to start the job. You already knew what you was about to do when you went inside that house, Jack. You already knew what you was about to do when you went inside the house, because it was the only moment and time that you probably would ever have to do it to her. To everything that she did to you in 8 years, all the lies, all the cheating on you, all that taking your money, all that making you wait for Maddie, all these other sex tapes and all this other shit that people talk about. That night, you took it out on the person that you say you love the most, and you overkilled Kaylee, because Kaylee was the only target that night. But if you keep Kaylee, then now you have to kill Maddie, because Maddie's not going to hold peace for you. Oh, now you have to kill whoever in that house, you know, in the back of your head, because you know them all, you know exactly who's going to work for you after you do what you did. That's why Maddie had to die. Ethan had to die. Sana had to die. Not just to confuse the murder scene, not just to confuse the detective, but also to get rid of on the only witnesses that would have come forward for her friend. The only witnesses that would have come forward and tell the cops Who did it? The only people they would have spoke if the cops are not doing their job is the only people that would have speak telling us the Moscow PD is not doing their job because you know the killer. Let me get to the chat. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. I'll speed it up a little bit. I wonder what's going on in Harvard. Oh, listen. Every single university has their own secrets. Every single university has their own dirt. Even scamming the federal government to get funds for something stupid. Bryan wasn't safe because he was an outsider and didn't have money like they did. Yeah, perfect target. Shoot, I bet they didn't even have even chase after Farley after that to go back to prison. Boom, bingo. Tell him. Were those the ones in the frat pictures that had the bags over their faces so you can never see the unalivers? Well, that we know, let's be real. The majority of those frat boys are in some kind of military ROTC. They hunt. It's full. Is everyone is public information. 9 times out of 10, the ROTC, when you purchase you. Okay, long story short, y'all seen the pictures of frat boys with K bars. Yeah, seen the pictures of frat boys of the University of Idaho with K bars, showing the K bar. Obviously, that K bar had a sheath, right? So we're talking about the majority of those boys in those frat houses. It don't matter which frat house is, they will always have a K bar, especially if they are in some kind of ROTC or military program. They will mandatory have a K bar, or in this case, a Rambo knife, which is, that knife like Rambo, they have the teeth on top to cut both wires and stuff. Oh, yeah. I was in the military program back in the days. I had my survivor knife. We all the equipment inside of the surviving knife. Back in the days, I used to have one when I was in my military program. But I say that to say this. That sheath it was not part of that house. I want to know when exactly the sheath was found. Did they found the sheath when the body of Maddie was finally moved? So that means the sheath was not found right away. Is that the excuse that they have? That they couldn't find the sheath right away, but this is how later on, You found the sheath because you move Maddie's body. Is that right? Is that how it happened? You know what? Let's take a little second real quick. Let's take a bathroom break and we're gonna be right back. All right. All right, we're back. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. Very, very, very thankful for your patience. Thank you for being here. My name is Jrod Point. We just took a little break. And thank you so much to everyone that is here today. Very, very so much appreciated indeed. Indeed. So, when did they found the sheath? When did they found the sheath? All right. How did Bryan Kohberger get involved? He did not get involved, Sally. They got him involved. Listen, Bryan Kohberger. A lot of people say like, oh, I think that his family give him up. Oh, I think it was his sister gave him up. Shut the fuck up. When we already have Ann Taylor letting the whole world know like the family past, present, and future don't want nothing to do with the prosecution team. That was already expressed in court by Ann Taylor and team. Past, present, or future, the family has never wanted to have anything to do with the prosecution. So all those people, oh yeah, they got to Kohberger with a motherfucking lie. We a fucking lie. That's bottom line it. Let me be clear. The Texas laboratory couldn't do nothing with the sheath. Obviously, because he was nothing there. Then the FBI is like, nah, send it to us. We got this. We the FBI. What? So by the time it gets to the FBI, it was no sample of DNA. And by the time it came out of the FBI, it was amplified. It was an amplified sample. What? How can you amplify a sample that doesn't exist? If you have a DNA sample, is ways for you to match that DNA without you having to lie in court to get a fugitive of the law warrant, to have an excuse to go all the way to Pennsylvania fishing for DNA. When you get a fugitive of the law, when you get a fugitive of the law warrant, you have to have something indeed. You have to have evidence indeed that the judge could see for the judge to sign off on it. FBI, Moscow PD cannot just go to a judge and have a hearsay. He or she say, oh, judge, we believe, we think. So you believe and you think don't mean shit in court. You have to show something that will back up your theory, that will back up your thought, that will back up what you bring into court. At that moment, you didn't have nothing. Because you say that you did not have the cell phone data that is obviously known that you have. Oh no, we don't have that. We never. Shut the fuck up. You cannot do a cast. We cannot be where we at right now with that cast without you having that information. Obviously, you had it way before the DNA. You had the cell phone data that you base that warrant on your cell phone data for you to have an excuse to go to Pennsylvania and fish for DNA. So that way, now that you fish for DNA, now you have DNA on the sheet. Before you go to Pennsylvania and pull out that DNA out of the trash can, before that moment, you did not have a Bryan Kohberger DNA, nor work that you could say, we did work, we did this procedure, we did this, we did that to get to this conclusion for us to now that we have DNA after we lied to get a warrant. After we lied to get a warrant, now we in Pennsylvania. Now, listen, when you have a warrant of the fugitive of the law, none of these other fishing for DNA is needed. When you have a fugitive of the law warrant, you knock, who is it? You getting locked up. It's no buts, why or how. You got a warrant for a fugitive of the law. You pinpoint that fugitive. You see that fugitive is right there. You jump on him. You don't sit there to watch someone that you already have evidence for a fugitive of the law warrant. What the fuck else you need? You need the DNA, bitch. So some way, somehow you waited patiently until you could have a way or how to get DNA, because that's all you needed. You're already in Pennsylvania. We lie. You were supposed, we are fugitive of the warrant. You didn't have nothing. You have a fugitive of the law warrant. You pinpoint that fugitive, you jump on him. You don't pinpoint a fugitive and knowing that you don't have enough. You don't have evidence at all, legal evidence at all, for you to arrest this man. But you already have a fugitive of the law warrant. You see your fugitive, you jump on your fugitive. Why you didn't do that? Because you needed evidence. You didn't have no evidence to be there at that moment. Soon as you fix the DNA, haha, you see, I told you. But you did not have no DNA. That's why FBI cannot come up with the work. It's not because it's a secret procedure. Ain't nothing secret in court when the life of a person is on the line. When the life of a person is on the line in court, you have to bring it up, baby. You have to bring it up. Oh, the cell phone data, or how you got to those conclusions, Maury deleted it. And we cannot recreate what he did to make sure that he did a good job. Excluded. Excluded. IGG. You cannot show me what the fuck you did to have a DNA match when you did not have DNA, but you had a lie to go to Pennsylvania and fish for DNA. And now you have DNA. Again, fugitive of the law warrant. You see your fugitive, you arrest him. Period. Because by the time the warrant come out, you better have something. You didn't have nothing. But you have the excuse to be there. Now you're watching Bryan Kohberger on the scopes. If your finger get too happy, you probably could have killed him. You're at the back of this man's house with cameras and shit. You're watching his house with drones and shit. You have a task force surrounding that house way before you even got DNA for this man. You knew in the back of your head that you was doing wrong to a point that you knew you couldn't grab that DNA out of the trash can. You had to get the trash company to pick up that trash, get it out of the premises for you to dig in. Soon as you got some DNA related to that family, bingo. Now we have IGG. Now we have IGG. Hey, oh, we don't have to show you our IGG. Oh, no, you got to trust us. You have to trust us, right? Huh? Listen, man. Let's stop being naive. Let's stop being naive. Why the FBI did not have no DNA? You want to know how? I know. Because if they have DNA referring to Bryan Kohberger, they still have an apartment. They still have an office that they could collect DNA some way, somehow, of Bryan Kohberger and not having to go all the way to Pennsylvania to motherfucking collect DNA to then have DNA. This is how we know they did not have DNA the whole time. It's all a spoof. It was never no DNA. The FBI never had no DNA. They never did. Because if they had DNA on that sheet, that little bit of DNA that you found in that sheet, you could find that same little bit of DNA somewhere in his office or his apartment or wherever storage he had under his name. Key lock, key lock, doors, bathroom. Listen, if the FBI had DNA, they had a way to go to Kohberger's apartment and sweep the whole apartment for DNA. Sweep the whole office for DNA. And then go back to the laboratory, do the little magic they do to confirm we got them. If the FBI had DNA, it was ways for the FBI to have a direct match to Kohberger. But they didn't do it. They went the long route because they didn't have no DNA. But they have a lie put together to have the judge sign a warrant. And now we have an excuse to go to Pennsylvania and collect the DNA that we need to frame Bryan Kohberger. Let's take a quick look. Let's take a quick peek. I want to share with y'all a very, very good video. And I want to close it out with this. I want to share with you this video from Casper West. Big shout out to Casper. Keep up the good work. I want to share this with y'all for food for thought. I wanted to share this video, this sound with y'all. So we could talk about this. You know, we're gonna analyze the conversation on this video. I'm gonna give you my opinions about it. But again, this was a very, very good video from Casper West. And we do actually sincerely appreciate the work that some content creators are putting down in this culture. While I'm playing the video, we're gonna go to the chat. I'm gonna pause it and talk about what we got going on, okay? So big shout out to everyone in the chat. Talk to me in the chat. Let's get to it. Big shout out to Casper West. I'm gonna have the video link on the description, and I'm gonna have the channel of the guy. You know, we're gonna link it up in the description for everyone to go over there, show some love to Casper West. Let's go.
There was another one up here I wanted to, oh, here's a good, this is another one. A lot of people have asked this question. The Snooper, welcome, first of all. And again, why would anyone leave two witnesses, in your opinion?
And by the way, big shout out to Dago. Big shout out to Dago. That's my guy from Ohio. Big shout out to Dago. We've been putting out classics on the video side of things. We have put out classics. I wanna say thanks. I want to say thanks to everyone that had show love to the classics and the legendary clips that we're putting out. A lot of people have been giving me a lot of props. I appreciate. But I just want to make sure that my history in true crime is recorded. I want to make sure that everything that I have spoke, the people didn't have the chance to see before. Now that we are a bigger channel, people get to see the legendary clips that we have put together. Big shout out to Dago. Big shout out to everyone that is going to be on this video. Let's go.
There was another one up here I wanted to. Oh, here's a good. This is another one. A lot of people have asked this question. The Snooper, welcome, first of all. And again, why would anyone leave two witnesses, in your opinion?
Well.
And you can answer that at your discretion as to how much of it you can talk about, okay?
I think at this.
And by the way, that's Dago. Big shout out to Dago. That's Dago talking to WSU Kim. That's Dago talking to WSU Kim. Big shout out to both.
There was another one up here I wanted to. Oh, here's a good. This is another one. A lot of people have asked this question. The Snooper, welcome, first of all. And again, why would anyone leave two witnesses, in your opinion?
Well.
And you can answer that at your discretion as to how much of it you can talk about, okay?
I think at this point, I feel a little bit more inclined to answer this question, which I really probably wouldn't have a few months ago. But I feel like law enforcement and authorities, I'm concerned that they're going to end it here with Kohberger, and then it's not going to go any further because they're involved. Because
there was another one up here I wanted to. Oh, here's a good. This is another one. A lot.
By the way, I wanted to say, because I was muted, big shout out to Dago. Did y'all heard that? My apologies. I know I was muted. I'm sorry. But I want to say it again. He's talking to WSU Kim. Big shout out to WSU Kim. Big shout out to Dago. Big shout out to Mama Bear. Big shout out. But this was in the very beginning. WSU Kim, even though she's protecting, or at least it looks like she's protecting the students of the University of Idaho. Again, and I'm talking about the real killers, okay? Not Bryan Kohberger. But even though WSU Kim do not believe that Jack the Court could have done this, she still let the whole world know about the fuckery that it was going on in this case from the very beginning. All the way from people knowing what happened in that house way before the cops got called, and all the way to letting the world know the Moscow PD and the university will cover this up. And the real killers probably will never get caught. Oh, but they have a Bryan Kohberger.
A lot of people have asked this question. The Snooper, welcome, first of all. And again, why would anyone leave two witnesses, in your opinion?
Well.
And you can answer that at your discretion as to how much of it you can talk about, okay?
I think at this point, I feel a little bit more inclined to answer this question, which I really probably wouldn't have a few months ago. But I feel like law enforcement and authorities, I'm concerned that they're going to end it here with Kohberger, and then it's not going to go any further because they're involved. Because they knew it was because Dylan. I believe that they're involved.
That's about as blatant as you can get.
Boom. Big shout out to WSU Kim. She let you know clearly back then, even though it's very contradictory, even though she believed that Jack D could have done this, just like the families, you still involucrating Dylan Mortensen as Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk will spare because they were not just part of the setup, but also part of the narrative enforcers, the people that will help out the killers to enforce a narrative away from the truth. Big shout out to Casper West.
About as blatant as you can get.
Big shout out to Casper West. Big shout out to Dago. Big shout out to
Timeline is so
WCK.
important here. And everybody, let's start with 4 a.m. to 4:25 a.m. That's when law enforcement believes the murders occurred. 4 a.m. to 4:25 a.m. All right.
Which that's the wrong timeline. Because the killing, the timeline that I give Moscow PD was from 3 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the morning. By 4 o'clock, the victims were already done. They were either dead or they were dying by 4 o'clock a.m. That timeline, I told Moscow PD that he was wrong. The real timeline is from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. They have the timeline late for a whole hour.
First timeline at 4:04, there was a white Elantra that was driving.
And look at the picture. Look at the white Elantra. Y'all want to see the picture that I was talking about? Y'all want to see the picture that I was talking about? Y'all wanted to see the picture of what I was talking about. You cannot see a front license plate because the lights are blocking the front license plate. This is why they say that the white Elantra did not have license plates in front of the car, but it's because you can see it for the lights. You cannot see a front license plate because the lights are blocking it. You could see a sunroof. You could see a sunroof. And how you know that it has a sunroof? Because it has the black top on top of the car. It has the tinted sunroof on top. This is why you cannot see no license plate, and it's because the lights is blocking it. But you could see that this vehicle has a sunroof. You know what other car look like that? You know what other car look like that? A Toyota Celica. Toyota Celica. I repeat, Toyota Celica. It had those flaps on the side, just like this car. So, FBI said that this is a white Elantra. How can you pick the color of this vehicle on a black and white footage? How can you pick the color of this vehicle accurate when this car could be gray or it could be beige, which it passed by white on a black and white footage? The car could be beige or the car could be gray. And it would pass as a white Elantra. You cannot pinpoint accuracy the color of this vehicle on a white and black and white picture of footage. You cannot pinpoint or say that this car was white because it's other colors that in the black and white footage is going to look white. You only hear shit like this, okay? You only hear shit like this in On Point True Crime. Only here. Only here on a black and white picture or video. You cannot pinpoint or define that this vehicle is white. You cannot 100 guarantee that this vehicle is white. But you could definitely guarantee that this vehicle has a sunroof on top. Can you believe this shit? This is the famous car. This is the famous car they talk about. This is the only picture or video. This is the only picture or video that could be relevant against Bryan Kohberger. What's the problem with this picture? What's the problem? Hold on, right here. What's the problem with this picture right here? That you cannot accurately identify the color of this vehicle because it's black and white. You cannot also identify Bryan Kohberger at all whatsoever. You cannot also identify that this is Bryan Kohberger's car, because if you're going to use this picture, if you're going to use this video against Bryan Kohberger, anyone in the jury, anyone that he has an eye to see, could see that that's not a car in reference to this crime. I mean, this is the car right here. This is the car that the killers could be on, right? But this car also could be anyone. And also this picture, this video, you could see on top, was taken at 3:56. 3:56, 3:58. This picture was taken at 3:56, 3:58. At this one particular time, when this vehicle is on footage, Bryan Kohberger is not even in Idaho. By 3:56, 58, Cy Ray knows that at this particular time, Bryan Kohberger was somewhere else. To a point that Judge Hippler said, if this what you're telling me is correct, if this what Mr. Cy Ray telling me is correct, this is indictable. People could go to jail for this. This is indictable. And this will dismiss this case in absolute. And due to that is shown that it was malicious intent to fabricate, they will never be able to go after Bryan Kohberger ever again if this case ever get dismissed on the malicious intent, on the malicious prosecution. It will be dismissed, and they will never be able to try to go after Bryan Kohberger ever again. Oh, Jennings, Bill gonna be retired. This picture right here is gonna be Bryan Kohberger freedom. This picture right here is gonna be Bryan Kohberger's freedom. Because when this car is pulling into Queens Road, Bryan Kohberger is still in Washington. He's somewhere else outside of Idaho. By the moment this car shows some footage by 356, 358, Bryan Kohberger is somewhere else, and Cy Ray has the evidence. We just gotta wait. Cy Ray with the alibi, the partial alibi that he could give, that they say is not an alibi. Guess what? Cy Ray is the witness of that only alibi. Technology is the only witness that Bryan Kohberger has on his defense. Also, no DNA, no transfer DNA in the car, no transfer DNA to his apartment, no transfer DNA to his driveway, no transfer DNA on the car, no transfer DNA on his apartment, no transfer DNA on the driveway. No transfer DNA from the victims nowhere in the Bryan Kohberger spectrum with such a horrendous crime. And again, I gotta keep calling the O.J. Simpson case. With two victims, it was blood everywhere, all the way to O.J.'s driveway. With two victims, it was blood all over the house, all the way outside, all the way on his Bronco, all the way everywhere that he stepped on, all the way inside his house. Miles away. Huh? But there's no fucking DNA nowhere to be found from the victims. Oh, and they try to say that, oh, Mr. Bryan Kohberger, he was so dumb to leave a sheep behind. He was dumb enough to bring his cell phone when he knew he was about to commit a crime, right? But the guy studied criminal investigation and forensics. And you're going to tell me that the same guy committed every single mistake in the book when he got high grades? What? You cannot catch me believing not a fucking thing. No way, no how. No way, no how. No way, no how you're gonna catch me believing a fucking thing that it comes out of the prosecution, not the victim's family, but Kara. Kara is the only victim family that I believe to the 100%. To the 100%. All the other family members, news media outlets, Scott Green, Bill Thompson, Ashley Jennings, Maury, Payne, Balance, they're all fucking lying.
In front of the house. At 4:12, there was a DoorDash delivery. Anna Kernodle had ordered some food. She answered the door. She got her food. She went into her bedroom. It's believed she...
That's the problem. DoorDash, DoorDash, if you don't answer, they leave the food right in front of your door. They take pictures of it and they leave. Is no proof of what this lady's talking about. Even these ladies lying to you. Lying to you. Because when DoorDash come in, they knock on the door, ring the bell. If you don't open the door, like I know they didn't do, they will leave the food right outside, take a picture and leave. And then whoever was inside the house brought the food in that they didn't even touch. It was just for the effect of trying to make people believe that Santa was alive at 4 o'clock. Santa was either dead or dying at 4 o'clock. I repeat, Santa was dead or dying at 4 o'clock. It was no Santa on TikTok. It was no Santa calling for food. Because Santa went for food at the grub truck, came back home with food. Confirmed by her mom. That's another way to hide and conceal that Santa and Ethan was at the grub truck. Saying like, oh no, yeah, Santa was awake and alive at 4 o'clock. She ordered food, but guess what? For that food to get there at that time, they ordered that food an hour and 45 minutes up to an hour before the food got there. So you're gonna tell me that Santa ordered that food while she getting killed? While she already eat from the grub truck? Oh, people saying like, yeah, she was eating at 12 a.m. pizza at the house. When it's confirmed that at that time, Ethan and Santa was out there in the frat house party. Confirmed by Bethany. Who the fuck you think you lying to? When Kara told me they had 12:30 something, 1 o'clock, Santa is talking to her right after the fight. Santa is talking to her mom between 12:30, 1 o'clock after the fight. So that means that at 12 a.m. they were at the frat house, not at the house, eating pizza. So Santa Cronodle's dad and sister like to all ya. Just for effect, just for a narrative, just to have something to say to the news media outlets. Is you serious? Is you fucking serious? And this is what humanity end up with? That the news media outlet is gonna say like, oh yeah, Santa Cronodle opened the door. She opened the door. The driver seen her face and gave her her food when that's nowhere to be found. When far as we know, the driver left the food in front of the door, took a picture, and left. Who the fuck you talking to? Even using the news media outlets to make people believe that Sana was alive at 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock in the morning, Sana was either dead or dying. Fuck you talking to?
Was very much awake eating her food. At 4:17, there was
very much awake eating her food when the food was untouched in the kitchen. You know how we know the food was untouched? Because it has the receipt on top. Clip on it. The bag is closed. The bag is closed in the same way they close it to delivery. Put the ticket on top and clip it with the bag closed. Yeah, fucking idiots. This is how we know that food was never touched by Santa. What are you talking about? Look at her face. We have news media outlets lying to me and you to protect killers. Lying to me and you to protect killers. And of course, you could expect something like that from CNN, which is the fake news, the biggest fake news platform in United States of America. CNN, fake news, lying to you.
a security camera about 50 feet away from the house that they all lived in. And that security camera had audio. Then at 422 to 424, there were texts back and forth with the surviving roommates that were alive. They were in their separate bedrooms on the first floor. And then finally, at 10:45 a.m., they text Kaylee and Maddie Mogan. Finally, 7 hours later, at 11:58, almost noon, they call 911 and they say that they have an unconscious person.
That was the 911 call.
Let's see this real quick. Take a look at this real quick. Let's take a look at this real quick. Let's do work. Let's do work. Let's take a look at this. Surveillance camera had that white Hyundai Elantra, which it cannot be recognized as Bryan Kohberger. 404. You could tell when the news media outlets, if the news media outlets got this information from the prosecution or the state, you could tell that the state of prosecution and the news media outlets are working together to lie to me and you about this case. You know why? You know why? Do you want to know why? Huh? You want me to tell you? I'm gonna tell you how I know that they lying to me and you, huh? Hold on, let me show. Where is the picture of the car? Where's the picture of the car? I just seen it here. I just seen it here. Okay, I can find it. I can find it right now. Again, it's in the same video. But if y'all was here, when we see that picture, it says very clear on that same picture, it's at 3:56. 356, that it could pass as 358. Here in this, they're showing you that the white Elantra on the picture was in the picture by 404, which is a motherfucking lie. The white Elantra is on picture frame by 356, 358, not 404. Not 404. You could tell the lies of the state and the lies of media outlets.
50 feet away from the house that they all lived in. And that security camera had audio. Then at 422 to 424, there were texts back and forth with the surviving roommates that were alive. They were in their separate bedrooms on the first floor. And then finally, at 10:45 a.m., they text Kaylee and Maddie Mogan. Finally, 7 hours later, at 11:58, almost noon, they call 911 and they say that they have an unconscious person.
That was the 911 call. Police arrive, find not an unconscious person, but a dead person and 3 others, all apparently and obviously murdered.
And obviously in the 911 call, the callers, Dylan, Bethany, and Hunter, they got on the phone because they say it's Hunter, right? All right, let's believe that. They say Hunter got on the phone witnessing the mess that is inside of the house. The operator makes them go inside of the house. You could tell that they freaking the fuck out on the phone. You're not freaking the fuck out like that for a pass out roommate. You freaking the fuck out like you seeing gore, horror, and you gagging and you crying and you freaking the fuck out. You don't do that for a pass out roommate. When this boy told the operator that Santa was not breathing, that means that he seen and he witnessed the condition and the status of Santa and Ethan. Because you couldn't avoid Ethan. Ethan, it was right there. You find Ethan way before you find Santa. So if you seen Santa, you had to go by Ethan, and you don't see Ethan bleeding the fuck up. You don't see Santa and the motherfucking poodle blood. Hunter, huh? You could tell that this whole case is a motherfucking lie created by them. You gonna give a pass to that boy on the phone that told the operator that Santa was not breathing? Soon as he tell the operator that he seen Santa not breathing, that means that he witnessed the mess, the pool of blood, and the wrecking inside of the house. And he did not say a fucking thing to the operator. Because obviously, at that moment, cops are not there, right? Lie. The cops were there way before the 911 call. Because while the 911 call is happening, we could hear the cops walkie-talkie in the back coming out of the caller's phone, and not the lady that is the operator. How do we know that? Because it's the same walkie-talkie that we hear when they let the operator know that the cops are here. So that means they made that phone call. They made that phone call after the cops were already there the whole morning, scooping the fuck out what was going on and what the fuck we gonna do. What the fuck we gonna say? You didn't make no fucking phone call. Well, guess what? You're going to go to jail. For you to not go to jail and for us to pass this shit under the rug, guess what? Now you have to make the fucking phone call. We need this fucking phone call. You know why? Because if not, we have to lock you up, you bitch. Stupid motherfuckers that believe anything that the people say out here on YouTube. You even have a Gray Hughes that delete the live stream when Gray Hughes had to submit to what I was telling you. Even though Gray Hughes hate me since the Kiely Rodni case, already proven wrong, and I'm proven wrong again. You know why? Because he already admit that I'm right. Gray Hughes already admit that I'm right on everything I'm saying. Oh, don't make me pull the content out. Don't make me pull the content out. We got the content of Gray Hughes telling me and you the same things that he heard from me. And it hit him so much in the gut and it makes so much sense that he had to go live and put his own 2 cents after he already seen me in 2022, 2023, 2024, and now here in 2025, telling you the same thing over and over that I told you in 2022. Gray Hughes had to surrender and be like, you know what, Jrod, you making sense, bro. Made a live stream admitting that I'm right. Because the shit that he was telling you is the same shit that he's seen in my channel. Because no one else has spoken about what I've spoken. And then he's gonna go over there and tell you, hey, just in case, I believe that probably Jack did it. But that's after he seen me and hear me every fucking day. Telling y'all about Jack. Telling y'all about the students of the University of Idaho. Of course, what he gonna do? Then Jrod is making too much sense. Let me put a video out. He got so much flack and so much backlash out of that live stream, proving me right that he had to delete that shit. Oh, but we got the content. We got the content. Don't make me pull it out. Listen, Gray Hughes, I already proved you wrong many times. I will do it again. This is easy for me. It's complicated for you. Yeah, your IQ and you're not very smart. I understand that. It's typical from a guy like you. Not very smart. But when you did that, you cut so much flack and so much flame up your ass, you had to delete that shit. Because you was proving me right one more time. And everything that you know it because me. But you hate me so much that you rather to go against me and get you opportunities on Court TV, get you opportunities on Bansfield, get you opportunities on TV, right? Instead of telling the people the truth. You told the people the truth once. And you deleted it. Because you don't want Jrod Point to catch too much wing and surpass you one day, right? You don't want, the same reason all the big content creators don't mention Jrod Point. You know why? Because it's not convenient for them. Because they know I like to call people out. It's going to be a day that if they mention me one day and they up me up and they hype me up, it's going to be a flood of people coming here. They don't want that. They don't want the truth to come out. So what they do? Don't mention Jrod. Don't you dare. Moderators, listen, do not mention Jrod on my chat. If anyone mentioned Jrod on my chat, block them or time them out. Why? Because it's going to be a day that they're going to be wrong, either in this case or any other case, and I'm going to goof them the fuck out. Be like, what are we talking? Because again, just because you big me up and you hype me up don't mean that I own you a fucking thing. I'm a grown-ass man. If I see you wrong or you say the wrong fucking stupid shit, I'm going to call you out. I'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? So like the big content creators know that, hey, listen, if I give Jrod Point a pat on the back one day, he might spank me the other day. He might spank me someday in the future. Yeah, because I don't owe nothing to no one. I came here solo and I will leave here solo. Okay? Big shout out to all those other content creators that have worked with me and have hyped me up. I appreciate ya, like Dago, Southern Logic, Big Man Holding. It was at one point that Harsh Reality sent me some, you know what I'm saying, shout outs, and we still cool. We cool. It's just the Harsh Reality got to too big of a hemisphere. He a big content creator now. You know what I'm saying? Why come into a little ass me chat like he used to do back in the days? You know what I mean? Why Harsh is gonna come to my itty bitty channel to show love in the chat when he's a Goliath? He a big content creator now. You know, there's no need to go and kick it with Jrod. Yo, big shout out to Harsh Reality, man. my love and respect for Harsh Reality. Mad love and respect for Harsh.
Takes us to the next layer of the mystery. Police believe the surviving roommates likely slept through the murders.
Here's what else.
Lying.
ISB told ABC News late this afternoon. They confirmed this is a large investigation, a large crime scene inside multiple levels of this home. ISP would not say if they think it's one killer or more than one.
You heard that?
Inside multiple levels of this home. ISP would not say if they think it's one killer or more than one. It's one killer or more than one. It's one killer.
I have an
They're not sure if it was multiple killers or just one. Come on, man. Y'all heard that, right? Big shout out to El Boricua coming through like always. Big shout out to El Boricua. Yeah, Harsh is my guy, though. Harsh is my guy, man. El Boricua said Harsh is the boss. That's my guy. Big shout out to Harsh. As always, we got a lot of love and appreciation for Harsh around here, though. We poke the bear. We poke the bear out of love. You know what I'm saying? We poke the bear out of love. You know, he knows it's all good and gravy over here. We got a lot of love and respect for Harsh. Yeah, he knows that. He knows that.
Expert who said it would take 3 years for him, an expert who knows how to do this, to go through every single piece of that. Now, he's been through a lot because we've had a little bit over 2 years to work on that. He's been through a lot.
It's one killer or more than one. It's one killer.
I have an expert who said it would take 3 years for him, an expert who knows how to do this, to go through every single piece of that. Now, he's been through a lot because we've had a little bit over 2 years to work on that. Not a full 2 years because we haven't had that discovery for the full 2 years. But there's quite a bit that I haven't looked at. I don't have an expert giving me even a report. We're not completed with that. I think I've read most of the police reports in this case, but I haven't read the thousands and thousands and thousands of tips that came in on this case. Don't think they're all not relevant, though. Recently, we came across a tip just in trying to work through some of these issues. We came across a tip that would appear to be an alternate suspect, and we're trying.
Is that Jrod on point tip to Moscow PD with first, last, phone number, and address? Is that the tip that Ann Taylor is talking about an outer suspect is Ann Taylor talking about Jrod on point tip to Moscow PD. Is Jrod on point tip to Moscow PD? At the end of the day, will be what is gonna resolve the Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case in a positive way. Is Jrod on point? Is Jrod on point calling Moscow PD after all the prime suspects were clear but Jack the Court? My call to Moscow PD with first, last, phone number, address. I spoke with them for 35, 40 minutes. This is the tip that it will save this case. It's the Jrod on point tip. What is gonna save Bryan Kohberger to catch the real killers? Is Jrod on point tip the only tip that has a first, last name, phone number, and address with all the information that I give Moscow PD for 35, 45 minutes? If that's the tip that Ann Taylor is talking about, is Ann Taylor talking about Jrod on point tip to Moscow PD, and this is what is going to save this case? Is Jrod on point in the book of history in the Idaho 4 case? Huh? How many tips you think that people give with first and last phone number and address? If you ask me, 0. If you ask me, 0. Okay? But she's talking about a particular tip that it shows outer suspects with timeline, motive, and also I give him what they missing, like, hey, I gotta smack you in the face with this. Meanwhile, you hiding Sana and Ethan on plain sight, just so you know, hello, I know they there. That was in the first call. By the third call, because I have 3 different calls, I haven't called ever again. Because I needed to make sure that they know I know. I needed to make sure that they know that I'm investigating probably better than them. I had to let them know that Kara, the mother of one of the victims, see the same things that I see, and she want to talk to you. Because she need to know where's her daughter Sana Apple Pay receipt from the grub truck. 2.5 years later. 2.5 years later. A whole bunch of unidentified accounts with no picture, no subs, no nothing. We have hundreds of those accounts telling me for 2.5 years a whole bunch of different names or who possibly are those people that I said, that Kara said, that is eating and Sana at the grub truck. A whole bunch of accounts, YouTube accounts with no face, no subscribers, no videos, made around the time the Idaho 4 started. Oh, this is these people. Oh, this is these people. This is these people. Why? If we've been talking about this in 2022, not one motherfucker in the University of Idaho has come out saying, oh yeah, and that footage, that was me. That was me and my boyfriend, or that was me and my girlfriend. Now, one motherfucker has dared to prove me wrong in 2 years and a half. But we have the mother of the victim recognizing her hair, her voice, her clothes. We have Kara identifying her hair, nose, face, clothes, voice. And she was desperate. Oh, why is she seeing her daughter right there in front of her and me pointing her out with her friends? How the fuck Moscow PD cannot see her daughter right there? Because if they see Sana and Ethan in the same footage, it's going to fuck up the timeline. After 2 years and a half at this day today, Moscow PD cannot and will not tell you where Ethan and Sana was at that time. Because I already told you. And if they tell you, they proving me right. If they tell you, it's going to fuck up the whole case. If they tell you all lies that they told you, it's going to go away. Huh? So what, you got the balls to say, oh, Kara don't know what she's talking about? Listen, I could see my kids far the fuck away. And I know that's my kids. I could see my kids on the footage. And they far away on the footage. And I know that's my kid. So now you're going to tell me that Kara mistakenly identify her daughter, hair, face, nose, voice, clothes? Huh? Who has the balls to say, oh, because Kara is a drug addict and she's fighting her demons, she's not coherent and she don't know what she's talking about? Who the fuck are you to say something like that? Just because you don't like what you hear. Just because go against your narrative. Just because go against everything you fucking know about this case. You dare to say something like that and be a piece of shit instead of be like, damn. So Kara recognized her daughter in that footage? What the fuck is going on? Jrod on point recognized Sana just out of pictures and just out of hearing her voice few times. Jrod on point looking at Sana through pictures and hearing her voice on the body cams. I got to identify Ethan and Sana, even putting pictures right next to the footage. And I was right. Because guess what? Her mom, Kara, came to my comment section on the same live stream and said, Jrod, I need your help. That's my daughter, Sana. It took me almost a month to get to Kara because I thought that I was being pranked. I thought that it was this famous troll with multiple email accounts that at that moment, that person was fucking with us. So due to that, at that moment, I did not believe it was Kara until she showed me her phone number. And after a month, we connected, which I apologize to her for not coming back to her quicker and sooner. I apologized to her many, many times because I thought I was being pranked and that was someone else. Yeah, I know my voice. I know. I'm still handsome. It's okay. I could lose my voice. I'm still handsome. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Big shout out to Kendall. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Is Ann Taylor talking about Jrod on point? Is Jrod on point tip? Is the tip that Ann Taylor is utilizing for an outer suspect?
He's been through a lot because we've had a little bit over 2 years to work on that. Not a full 2 years because we haven't had that discovery for the full 2 years. But there's quite a bit that I haven't looked at. I don't have an expert giving me even a report. We're not completed with that. I think I've read most of the police reports in this case, but I haven't read the thousands and thousands and thousands of tips that came in on this case. Don't think they're all not relevant though. Recently.
On that, Heather, the only reason why the cops is gonna remove or cut a chunk of wall is to have an idea of the blood splatter. That section, whatever they cut, that section is very important for the investigation. Either they needed that because it was victim matter, like victim besides blood, but some kind of flesh, or again, blood spatter. They could also be multiple DNAs. So for the preservation of those multiple DNAs, they will cut it and take it with them for preservation. Is multiple reasons for them to cut that particular section out for forensic work. Hopefully that there, Heather, it did answer your question. But is it Ann Taylor talking about Jrod on point's tip to Moscow PD with first and last name, telling them about outer suspects, timelines, and motives? Is Ann Taylor talking about Jrod on point tip to Moscow PD?
Piece of that. Now he's been through a lot because we've had a little bit over 2 years to work on that. Not a full 2 years because we haven't had that discovery for the full 2 years. But there's quite a bit that I haven't looked at. I don't have an expert giving me even a report. We're not completed with that. I think I've read most of the police reports in this case, but I haven't read the thousands and thousands and thousands of tips that came in on this case. Don't think they're all not relevant though. Recently, we came across a tip just in trying to work through some of these issues. We came across a tip that would appear to be an alternate suspect, and we're trying to work through that as rapidly as we can. It was quite a surprise to come up with that.
Are you not entertained?
Big shout out to Chuck B. Big shout out to Chuck B. Chuck B said the dirty cops. Yes. We're gonna get to that though. We're gonna get to that. Big shout out to Chuck. Chuck in the building. Everybody say hi to Chuck, please. Big shout out to Chuck. Jane Kendall said the first time they looked it wasn't even being seen. The second time it was under Maddie. The third time it was under Ethan. The fourth time, it was under the comfort. What the fuck? When they cannot get the story together, you could tell they're lying. And you could tell that the sheath is being used as a tool to pinpoint whoever they desire to frame. They have the sheath to say, we have material, we have DNA material on this sheath, which is a lie. As a police investigator, you could lie. You could lie. You could say we have DNA, but you don't. But as soon as the detective say it out of his mouth, it makes it real. Because no one is going to think, or no one is going to even comprehend why the cop is going to lie, because you don't know it's a bigger purpose behind this. Because when you think with a simplistic mind, you're not going to think about a cop setting up the foundation to frame anyone they pick and choose. So the foundation to set up and frame anyone else outside of the scope is having material that they could pinpoint inside of the house, that they could say words. We have DNA here. We have DNA here. But they don't. And not get in trouble. They'll get in trouble if they found that what they say was a lie. But then to get to that, they need to get caught first. They need to get caught on the lie first, to then us realize they were fucking lying. But we still in the process to find out that they were lying, even though I already know. But everyone else is running late. Everyone else can think outside of the box and be like, yeah, this fucking cop is lying, bro. Lying. But yeah, that sheath, it would just place for effect to have a to have a place to frame anyone else. The sheath was outside of the scope. I'm gonna tell you right now, it was probably not even a K-bar involved in this crime, but it was a sheath placed there to throw off the investigation in the same way they've been trying to throw the whole investigation with everything else. All the lies, fabrications, all this other shit put together to keep you away from the truth. And everything they have tell you, for someone like me, they're very malicious, very on point. I was literally born and raised in the streets. I'm not coming from a suburb. Big shout out to my people in the suburbs. But I came from the gutter. I came from the trenches, where it's real malicious people, where it's real people that want to kill you. All right? So for me to be alive at this day today at the age of 48, believe me, I survived the worst of the worst. And I got to learn, and I got knowledge of a mentality, of a criminal mentality. That every time you hear a true crime case, when you have my experience, you just listen to a true crime case and you already have a schematic of how could have went down. That's me. I only listen the details of a crime. I could tell already when the authorities or a witness is lying. I'm not going to give you my secret. Listen, if I give you the secrets of my sources and the secret of how I work, then I'm giving you everything for you to do it. Then if I give you the recipe of how I work, then you don't need Jrod on point no more. It's called journalism. It's called journalism. A journalist never going to tell you their sources, and they will never tell you how they work. What make you think that I will? The good thing about me is that every single thing that I have told you about the Kiely Rodni case and the Idaho 4, I don't have to do nothing to confirm everything I have told you. Because I tell you, and a little bit later, after I tell you, it comes out. Now tell me, who's your favorite YouTube true crime content creator? Someone that actually you could listen to and her shit that is like, damn. And then you wait like a few days later and it's like, what the how? How Jrod Point's gonna be saying something in 2022 that is coming out in 2025? And everybody's doubting him for a long time. But every time information about the case come out, everything that Jrod Point has told you in 2022, 2023, 2024, all the way to 2025, it start making sense. And it's like, what the fuck? How he does this shit? How the fuck Jrod Point's gonna tell me something a long time ago that he's been proven right? And no one believed this guy. No one. Big content creators putting me in doubt. Small content creators putting me in doubt. What the fuck? But everything the big content creator and the small content creator that are talking about against me don't make no fucking sense. Because everything that it comes out of the court, it proved me right. I love my job. I don't have to do a fucking thing. I sit here, tell you what I know, fetch. Prove me wrong. The court have proved me right. What else I need? Just keep on sitting here and talking to you, and hopefully one day you understand that I was not pulling your tail. I was not talking shit. I actually give a fuck and I care for Kiely Rodni and the Idaho 4. I told you already. I could give a fuck about Bryan Kohberger because he's only in a way. Bryan is only on the way. Bryan Kohberger is obstructing and delaying justice. That's all what Bryan Kohberger is in this case. In the same way Dylan Mortensen delay and obstruct justice back then for 7 to 8 hours. Now Bryan Kohberger is doing the same thing for a little longer. It's already up to almost 3 years. Whoa.
Sunday marks 1 week since 4 Idaho college students were murdered.
Is this not why you were here?
Loved ones devastated and police baffled.
Hello, everyone. This is the one-way timeline. And it starts off right here at Southeast Nevada.
Over here, we have an idiot that thinks that he know what the fuck he's talking about. But this is a type of idiot that listen to what the fuck the state and the news media outlets are talking about, and then he try to make it make sense in his own head while he looks stupid. While he looks stupid. Dead ass. Let's listen to this idiot. Listen to this idiot. Again, this is not Casper West. Casper West has someone else talking. It's a clip from another content creator. And if I'm not mistaken, he might be this idiot, Ray Huge. If I'm not mistaken, this idiot don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
This is the one-way timeline. And it starts off right here at Southeast Nevada Street at 2:53 a.m. The car starts by going to Wallaway Park. Here's Southeast Nevada, Wallaway Park. And as you can see, it's 27 minutes. So he leaves at 2:53, and you add 27 minutes, that's 3:20 a.m. he gets here. And I figure if he's going to leave his cell phone, he gets out of the car, walks for about a minute, hides it, comes back to the car. So now it's 3:22 a.m. Now he's going to go.
This idiot is saying that Bryan Kohberger went to Hawaii Park to hide his cell phone at the park. I bet you Cy Ray's looking at him like, fucking idiot. What the fuck he talking about? He said he went to a Hawaii Park, put the yeah, no, I know. He ran to a Hawaii Park to put the cell phone there. And how the fuck Cy Ray have information of the cell phone wherever the cell phone was? But we have this fucking idiot. Let me leave him alone, though. It's all right.
Go to the King Road house. Okay, here's Wallaway Park, King Road house. And as you can see, it's 40 minutes. So you got at Wallaway Park at 3:20 plus 2 minutes for walking, hiding the phone. That's 3:22 plus 40 minutes here to get to King Road house. That puts it at 4:02 a.m. And as you can see here.
All right, 402, right? 402, right? He's only going by narrative of what he hear, or what he hear. He has not done even a good work understanding and listening to the right information for him to understand that what's in the footage, that the white Elantra is on footage by 3:56, 3:58. What the fuck he talking about? What the fuck he talking about? Now you're gonna try to use Linda Lane on a car that he's parking. Are you serious? So what you saying, Bryan Kohberger parking Linda all the way at the other building? He parked in the parking lot of the other building and walk all the way to the house that anyone could see him? You fucking idiot. Y'all goofy as fuck, bro. Y'all waste the people's time talking a whole bunch of nonsense. That shit crazy as fuck.
He's coming in to park at 4:05:42.
So he parked at 4:05. Are you fucking serious? He said he parked. So he walked So this idiot said that he worked almost 100 feet. Almost 100 feet from his car to the murder scene that anyone could have seen him. You fucking stupid motherfucker. I know Gray's a dumb. I know. I was just trying to not keep. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to keep punching on his guts. You know what I'm saying? You know, I already know the guy's garbage. He can't even think right. He can't even observe the right things to say the right things. What? So he gonna say he parked and he walked? He said he gonna leave the lane footage. He right here. Look it. Right here. So these idiots try to tell you that he parked right there and he walked all the way to the crime scene. You fucking idiot. They would have a trail of blood all the way crossing the buildings to a parking lot. What are you talking about? Wow. Listen, I know. Listen, I do know that some people are very, very, very slow. And I know some content creators are really not that bright. But damn.
Okay, so that leaves the Indian Hills Drive at 3:26 a.m. That can't be the car because he was at Wellway Park.
Bryan Kohberger alibi is very clear, specified that he was just driving around. Just driving around. Just driving around. Why this idiot go? Oh yeah, he went to Hawaii Park. He went to Hawaii Park. He hid his cell phone there. I know. I know. So if he hit the cell phone in Hawaii Park, how the fuck Cyrate have Bryan Kohberger somewhere else cause his cell phone data? I love exposing these idiots. I love exposing these idiots, man. Oh man, that's why True Crime King got a knockout from me. He couldn't fuck with me no more. After he's it's like last time I said something about True Crime King, his views went down. At these days today, I get more views than him. And he got what, almost 20,000 subs? he got almost 20,000 subs. He put a video out. He don't break the numbers I break. And I'm consistent. I'm putting videos out all the fucking time. And I get 200, 300, 400, 500. Here and there, hit 1,000. But guess what? I'm a small channel. I got my excuses. Huh? Someone with 20,000 subs not breaking 3,000. Woo! I love exposing these idiots in YouTube true crime, man. I really get a kick out of this. I really do.
At 3:20. And that also leaves the A&W gas station between Indian Hills Drive and the King Roadhouse at 3:28 a.m. Can't be him. And then on the 1112 Queen Roadhouse next door to the King Roadhouse at 329.
He's telling you that all the videos that the prosecution is gonna use against Bryan Kohberger is not Bryan Kohberger. Of course it's not, you idiot. Not you just found that out. You saying that because you basing your theory on this garbage that you putting out right now. And you still telling the people the same thing I tell them. None of those cars, none of those vehicle one, none of the cars on any picture or video that they have of a white Elantra is not Bryan Kohberger. You're fucking welcome.
9 a.m. It can't be him. And then the other car circling the apartment at 3:39 a.m. and again at 3:57 a.m.
Question from Sally. JD killed all 4 victims. We help. I cannot tell you that the JD killed all 4 victims because it was multiple perpetrators that we believe that all 4 victims were attacked almost at the same time. In a meaning like some people went upstairs to the 3rd floor and some people stayed in the 2nd floor. We've been talking about this since 2022. Good question. Good question from Sally. Big shout out to Sally Shepperson. Big shout out to you. Great question. Do they believe JD killed all 4 victims? For what I know, and in my opinion, no. Because he got help. He did kill Kaylee and participated on Marty. He did kill Kaylee, overkill Kaylee out of hate, and participated on Maddie's death. All vengeance and shit. But in the 2nd floor, it was a whole different type of killers. In the 2nd floor, it was a whole different separate type of weapons. Because again, cross-contamination of DNA is almost non-existent. The cops don't have cross-contamination, and if they do, they plan that shit out. But at this day today, the individuals on the 3rd floor killing Maddie and Kaylee, not in that order, was not the same people that killed the 2nd floor. Unless which I'm spitballing in this one because I'm not trying to victim blame. Unless Ethan and Sana knew what was about to happen. In the only way the same killers of the 3rd floor kill the 2nd floor is if the 2nd floor, Ethan and Sana, thought that whatever was happening on the 3rd floor was not about to affect them. So that way, whenever the killers on the 3rd floor comes to the 2nd floor, drenched in blood, now Ethan and Sana are in danger. Now they get chased after and killed because their reaction. They knew something was about to happen, possibly, but did not know that it was about to be deadly consequences. So then now, when the killers come from the second floor and Ethan and Sana sitting drenched in blood, just their face expression told the killers to launch and chase after them to kill them too. Okay? If it didn't went down like that, we have multiple perpetrators, not just in the third floor, but also in the second floor. That means that the perpetrators of the third floor went upstairs like it ain't nothing, because everyone know that's regular due to the individuals going upstairs, Jack and Jake, and it's regular for them two to go upstairs. No one think nothing of it. But then they came with another two friends, Adam and young Jack Showalker. Huh? Let's give names. Let's give names. Let's spice it up, right? Because why the prosecution is allowed to lie and we're not allowed to tell the truth, or at least what we believe is the truth, right? Right? I'm on my right to analyze what I know and give it to y'all. Is what I believe due to my own investigation, not no one else's. So I'm allowed to speak to you about my findings or the theories behind my findings, right? So if Jack Decor and Jake, ex-boyfriend and boyfriend at the moment, go to the third floor, everybody gonna think that it's regular. But then they come with another two that stayed at the second floor, and like they are regulars at the house, it doesn't seem weird because Jack is always with Jake and Adam and Showalker. So when they all four go inside the house, it's regular shit. Regular shit. No one expecting nothing. But they know. Dylan definitely knows something it was about to happen that night. Because she was the one that lured Kaylee to the house. She probably thought that Kaylee was probably about to get smacked around by Jack. And she probably did not know that Jackie was about to kill Kaylee. And then everyone else. But she set it all up, even though she did not know, probably, that everybody was about to get killed. But it happened. So, in the only way both floors would have got killed at the same time with different weapons, with different perpetrators, job done at the same time and out, which it'll take 10 minutes. It'll take exactly 10 minutes if it's 4 perpetrators for 4 victims, for that quickness and massive damage. One person would have not got this crime done. One person. Never. Never. Not on the time that they say it happened. Never. Are we clear? And the only way this could have happened like that, if 2 killers upstairs, 2 killers downstairs. When the killers downstairs on the second floor heard the commotion upstairs on the third floor, then that was the go ahead to kill Ethan and Santa too. Because they knew if they kill the third floor, they have to kill Ethan and Santa because they will snitch. They knew them so well that they knew if they kill Kaylee, kill Maddie, they have to kill Ethan and Santa because they will snitch. They knew that off the top. So in the only way you will have time to do what you want to do on the third floor is having guards and the second floor to make sure that Ethan and no one else go to the third floor to help no one. Because while the third floor is getting killed, the second floor is starting to get killed too. Everybody done and over with, out. And left everyone else to figure it out. If you ask me, I believe if not one of the killers, the main killer, but I believe they call the people they needed to call to make sure, to let them know, like, yo, I did this. I did this. It's going to affect the college. I did this. I had to do it. I fucked up. I did this. I believe that Scott Green knew right away after the killing happened. Through the killers. I believe, this is my belief, that one, if not all the killers, had a conversation with Scott Green and let Scott Green know what happened. I believe Scott Green went inside the house right away to witness the damage that his demons created. Because in the only way to scrub it under the rug is knowing the killers and knowing exactly what the fuck they did and why they did it. So that way you create a fantasy and a lie around the crime that will keep everyone's focus away from the truth. But for you to do that, you have to know the truth. Because if you don't know the truth, while you lying, not knowing the truth, you could expose the truth by mistake. So, and the only way you could create such a lie is having Scott Green, Chief Fry, Bill Thompson, and Judge knowing exactly what the fuck is going on. Is the only way. The only way. Everyone in power knowing the killers and why they did it is the only way you could fabricate a lie around the truth to either conceal and scrub under the rug, or that same lie is going to be used against someone else that they already premeditated to pick and choose someone else and create a lie around the crime that is going to point at someone else, whoever the fuck we pick and choose. That's why the chief is that important, of the sheath is the material that allowed them to lie about someone else, because they have a sheath with imaginary DNA that it was never there, and that's why they did everything they did to make sure they get DNA from the Kohbergers. So then that way, now you have DNA on the sheath. Not no sooner, not no earlier. You got DNA on that sheath because what you picked in Pennsylvania. Soon as you got that DNA from Pennsylvania, with lies, now and only now you have DNA on the sheath. But it's a catch to that. Due to we didn't do no homework to get to that conclusion, and us being in Pennsylvania, due to we don't have no legit real IgG work, because we never had blood, we never had DNA. The FBI never had DNA. That's why the IgG is so secretive, because they never had one. They only have one person saying, yeah, we believe it could be Kohberger. And that's all they fucking got. That's it. To be here where we are talking about this stupid shit. Because they never had DNA. Never had. You know how we know? Because if they had DNA, they would have did that what they did. They could have go to his apartment, to his office, or anywhere they knew that he was in contact with, and they would have got DNA way before. They would have a DNA match way before going to Pennsylvania, and they didn't do it. Why? Because they never had DNA. It was all a lie.
So could it have really been Kohberger who committed this crime? Corporal Brent Payne, a relatively inexperienced officer, was assigned as the lead investigator in what's arguably the most high-profile case in the country. Why would law enforcement make that decision, especially knowing how many would jump at the chance to be a part of such a major investigation? That kind of move often signals a cover-up. Choosing someone with rookie status means they're more likely to follow orders without question.
And that's exactly why they pick and choose Brett Payne. Because Payne would follow the directions of anyone in the case. Due to he don't have experience, Balance and Maury and everyone else, and Chief Fry is telling him exactly what to do and how to do it, because he don't have no type of experience. This is how we know that his powers to be, that he do shit on purpose like this to throw the whole fucking investigation. Why for a crime like this you didn't pick and choose your best detective? Why? Because you knew you needed a dumbass to do exactly what you tell him to do. Because you needed a dumbass like Brett Payne, that if shit goes down the toilet, he's the one that is the shit. He's the one who's going to get flushed down the toilet, not no one else. Wow.
But the real question is, who was given those orders?
Scott Green. Scott Green. Again, who was giving those orders? Scott Green. Because Scott Green said in his book that he was not just taking care of a pandemic, he was also taking care and handling a murder investigation. Shut the fuck up. It's on his book. You snitch on your goddamn self, you fucking idiot. You so rich and so dumb. But you're supposed to be the smartest motherfucker on the block, right? Huh? The president of the University of Idaho is supposed to be the smartest motherfucker, right? How the fuck you gonna put that on your book? Huh? That you was handling not just the end of the pandemic, because other thing that people don't understand, that around that time, people still using gloves and still wearing medical masks, because the pandemic, it was finishing. The pandemic was going away. But it was people that at that point still use gloves for everything. Because you don't know what's contaminated with COVID. Oh yeah, Bryan Kohberger was wearing gloves in the kitchen. At the end of a pandemic, oh, he was dealing with trash with latex gloves. So fucking what? I don't like to touch trash neither. What? Oh yeah, he was being so suspicious. Oh, we laid the gloves in the kitchen. Shut the fuck up. Guess what? Your mother is suspicious when your mother wear gloves to do dishes, you fucking idiot. Now your mom is suspicious. What? Bryan Kohberger having a ski mask on my cover, whatever they call it, on Pennsylvania that he's cold as fuck. And back then people, instead of wearing a medical mask, they were wearing a ski mask or whatever type of mask. That's what they were using out there. Is any one of these so-called YouTube true crime content creators guilters? Or guilt or viewers that are guilters? Did they even went through a pandemic in United States? What was you in United States when the pandemic happened? Because if you did, thank you, Heather, for being here. Because if you did, all this stupid shit that y'all talk about, gloves and ski masks, y'all sound like the most evil piece of shit, son of a bitch, bottom of the barrel, horse poop, cow poop. This is why I keep telling y'all that I don't know if y'all realize, but every single guilter from the true crime content creators here in YouTube, every single guilter has a mental problem. Have y'all realized, if you're paying attention, every single guilter has a feature, has characteristics, or they tell you themselves that they crazy, that they are in mental medication. They are not all there. Is mental things going on that doesn't have nothing to do with the Idaho folk, but it has to do everything with them. Take your time, even though if you don't want. Pay attention to all the guilters, especially the cold turkey show. Daniel, you could tell these motherfuckers slow. You could tell Daniel is motherfucking slow. You know that motherfucker slow. You could tell that Daniel from the cold turkey show, you could tell he's slow. Why you think he wearing those glasses? What? So you don't see his eyes doing this. Woo! He wearing glasses all the time because he don't want to see you. He don't want you to see him. His eyes doing twitches and shit, and going cross-eye and shit out of nowhere. Is there a reason why he's not a cop no more, being this young? If he was ever a cop, is there a reason why he's not a cop no more, being that young? Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Slow. And never mind being drunk. Anybody could drink and be a little drunk and still saying the right things. But these motherfuckers in the cold turkey show, these motherfuckers slow. He's slow. You could tell in the way he talk. You could tell in the way he talk that he's slow. He's not all there. He's the easiest motherfucker to push false media narrative, and obviously that's what he's using for. Why you think they don't call Jrod on point? Because Jrod on point gonna light him the fuck up. You say the wrong motherfucking thing in my panel, I'm lighting your bitch ass up. I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't care. I do not care who the fuck you think you are. When you in my panel, you say the wrong thing or give the wrong looks about a topic, or you try to force a narrative that I know you fucking lying. I'm lighting you bitch ass up, no matter who the fuck you are. You could be Speakman Holding, you could be Harsh Reality, you could be lucky, you could be unlucky, you could be mayhem, you could be on mayhem, you could be motherfucking convict thoughts. Big shout out to AR Hayes. You could be AR Hayes. You know what? Because they all know, if you come here to bring that bullshit and talk a whole bunch of it bothers me when content creators want to be here in YouTube, that one motherfucker that they are not in real life. It bothers me. It bothers me how some male and female content creators are here in YouTube or trying to show a persona to you here in YouTube that is not that one motherfucker or that one bitch that they are in real life. You see them talking so nice and polite, and they try to use big words and talking in these slow-paced conversation that put you to motherfucking sleep. They are so nice, so polite. They don't curse. They don't give you some motherfucking gasoline like I do. I give you the gasoline that you need in YouTube true crime. to keep going and know that here in true crime, you have a strong motherfucker Jrod on point. Ain't not no weak motherfucker in here. Ain't no weak motherfucker in here. Right or wrong, we going out swinging. Right or wrong, we going out swinging. Everybody knows in the Kiely Rodni case, content creators could tell you, I'm him. I am him. I'm that one true crime content creator that don't give no fucks who feelings I'm going to hurt when I have something to say. If Jrod on point have something to say, anyone could get it. On God. That's on my kids that I love so much. If Jrod on point has something to say, I don't give a fuck who you are or what topic is, you will hear me. You might not like it, but I have no problem fucking your feelings up. I don't. I'm him. I am him. I am the guy. Listen, I've been the guy since I was born. I've been the guy since I was born. And now that I'm here in YouTube True Crime, since 2022, everyone that knows me in the niche could tell you, Jrod on point do not give a fuck about whose feelings he's going to hurt. He's going to do it, and he's going to be the best at it. That's why people love me. Because they know when shit hits the fan and everybody's like, oh my God, what the fuck we gonna do? What we gonna do? Help! I'm the one. When the bullets come my way, I'm running towards the bullets. I'm that him. I'm that guy. Afraid of who? Afraid of what? We all carry red blood in our body through our veins. I learned in Puerto Rico since I was little. You never fear blood. You never fear blood. That means don't you dare to be afraid of another human. That day that you become afraid of another human, you lost. You lost. Believe in yourself, because I believe in you. If I did it, you could do it too. I ain't nothing special. I believe that you're going to take the best decisions in your life for yourself and for everyone around you. Love yourself, take care of yourself so you'll be able to love others and take care of others. I'm your favorite brother, your mother's favorite son, the black sheep. Sorry for my voice. But you know how I am. When I have something to say, I have something to say. We're going to run to the comments real quick to make sure everyone is happy today. Big shout out to Kendall. Big shout out to Loftina, Heather. All the ladies, they stuck with me in this beautiful live stream. Big shout out to Chuck. Big shout out to everyone that came by, show love. Make sure you click like, subscribe, and share the content. And make sure that you be here on our next live stream. I love ya. Thank you so much. Make sure if you like the content and it's some content that you see that it has some kind of value, make sure hit up the Cash App. Hit up the Cash App. It could be very appreciated. Thank you so much. I'm gonna leave ya with your favorite song. My favorite song. You So Sexy. Have a good day, ladies. Get back to me. You know.
Come over here and let me know your name, boy. Your sexy smile got me checking for your seal. You caught my eyes and I'm seeing if you're single. Do you wanna get to know me?
Pero tampoco llegamos al piso. Y sin fantasear, vamos a la estratosfera, a lo espacial. Ponte el cinturón pa' que no te vayas a marear, porque este viaje te va a enamorar.
Damn, Papi, nice, been on you all night.
Yo, baby boo, you know that I got you.
You know you are so sexy.
Oh, by the way, what's your number?
508, I'll give it away.
Oh, for sure.
Keep it on the low, alright?
Gianna!
Done dirty. It has me speechless. I can't wait, won't hesitate to share in your caress. I get the butterflies when you're around me. I'm so curious and wanna take you home with me.
Llegando al mundo de la fantasía, para que te des de cuenta que entre tú y yo, mujer, el mundo vamos a recorrer en primera clase, para que nuestras pasiones se puedan desenvolver. Y no es nada raro en cómo todo empezó. Tú me gustaste y yo te gusté. Ahora es que es cámara, luces, acción. Y ten cuidado que el volcán está haciendo erupción.
Sexy.